Alright, let's go. Okay. Okay. Drop it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Fuck. That was fun. Alright. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Whew. Alright. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. Under triceps. Okay. Come on. Oh, fuck. I don't want to do this today. But it feels nice. That's all that matters, right? I do. Fucking unpause, please. I would like music. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Holy shit. Fuck. Whoop. Drop this shit on my face. I'm terrible. Oh, fuck. I'm tired. That's okay. We'll go on and do biceps in a minute. Okay. Alright. Let's get this shit done. Holy shit, that was heavy. I'm dropped down to 70. Alright. Crazy. That was fucking hard. That was fun though. Hello, hello. No! Holy shit. And now I can't pick it up. I think that works. Okay. Some posing practice. It's fun. Oh my gosh. Oh fuck. Alright. That's fun. I like it. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm tired. I did not eat a lot today, so. Okay. So just back poses. Try and step more into this light so I can see what my back's looking like. Holy shit. See what I'm talking about? Fucking A. Like, I am so lean in this, like, on my back and shit, but like, I have a little illustration in my, like, chest and shit, like, I'm, like, good old, like, serratus and stuff like that. Like, my abs are pretty alright, but, like, only, like, little separation in the quad. Because you can see the teardrop this, but you do not see I think it's the femoris muscle. So, I've been like, This is lighting crazy right now. I need to learn how to flex my quads better. I think. That's weird. Fucking crazy. Pumped arms look nice and like posing and shit, but like barely any separation in the quads, which sucks. Still better than what like a leg day is, cause like look, a little bit of separation. It's not just a lump of fucking muscle right now, but look, this is what we should do for fucking a little higher. Like this should be like what men's physique has, cause like it looks amazing. Like you don't have to be all the way up here like a normal fucking bodybuilder where you show all this. Fucking leaning, twisting bicep is crazy. That's fun. The bicep and then fuck. At least my back doesn't look like so uneven. What the fuck? Back, well, step back, pop. There's that. That's fun. I like it. I'm done posing for a minute. Fucking A. Oh, see you in the car. Hello. Weird to see you posing on today, but I was feeling amazing, so I was like, I'll drive the fucking, it's not even like 2 minutes, the like minute and a half to the other gym, if that, to do some posing. I think I should probably learn how to pose better. Learn like some nice little fucking things. Surprise you guys. Well, the 2 people that fucking watch this shit, and it's hilarious to me. Because it's so nice that at least 2 people are just watching this stuff. It's funny. But that's okay. Back to the talk about arms. You want massive arms. I want big arms. So, there ain't nobody in this world that I do not think doesn't want big arms. I mean, like, even people who are like not into the gym that much still want big arms. Like, oh God, I've talked to so many people who are like not that big into the gym, but on God would. Like, if you got like a magic little pill thing that would just give you massive arms, take it in a heartbeat. They would not care. But nowadays, for now, some people are thinking our medical science will get good enough to where you can take a little thing and it'll make it easier for you to get big as shit. So, I'm not that big into it. I like the whole working out shit. I think it's great. On that topic, work out, get big, get money, get bitches. That's a funny song to me. Because, like, the breakdown of it is get money, fuck bitches. Meaning, your first priority should be getting money. Second priority, spend the money on women. Multiple women is crazy. That's insane to me. Anyways, back to arms. Let's get back on track. I did my shoulders. I did my side delts for the beginning of the movement because they are a little small. Not gonna lie. Also, the bigger your side delts and rear delts are, the wider you look. Your front delts, not so much. Like, if you want like these 3D shoulders that make you look as wide as a house, you don't need to really focus on your front delts that much. The reason that is because every pressing movement you do works your front delt. Because, like, even today, like, my chest is sore. Like, it's really sore when I like do any type of like flexing or squeezing movement. But one else is also fairly sore. My front delts. Like, I don't see the point in doing a ton of front delt work. I understand if you think you're lacking, which most people do not lack in front delt development. I'm not gonna lie to you. I understand if you're like, I want it. If you find it fun too, just do it. But if you are trying to have a fairly balanced physique, you do not need to do any type of front delt. You don't need to do front delt raises. You don't need to do fucking overhead press. You don't need to do any type of like overhead press for your front delts or anything. Doing any type of pressing movement and fly movement, your delts will get hammered. Like, if you're doing chest days fairly decently, most of the time, like when I was starting out, my delts would get very sore before my chest ever got sore. And that was really sucky. Because that means my main driver that I was trying my best to get the most amount of motor units to be recruited was not being recruited. It was mostly my front delts. And like, so the fun part about that is because also I was doing very high incline for my upper chest because I was like, I don't want like these man boobs. I don't want like big old like lower chest and no upper chest. I don't want that. And doing a ton of just fucking incline chest press at like a 45-degree angle, which is fairly mostly like fucking front delt, maybe a little bit of upper chest, is crazy. And I was also trying to have the flattest back as possible, which if you understand how like your mechanics work, if you have
if you flatten if you engage the core a ton when you're doing any type of pressing movement, like if you're not engaging your lower back to make a little arch, you actually make the most amount of load instead of, see how I pop my chest up, so now all the pressure for my front delt is lessened. It's still there, but if I throw down my chest, lower my sternum, see how my front delts, my shoulders come forward, they round forward, and that can happen to where you get injured more often. And that's happened to me. It wasn't like a major injury, it was just like my shoulder was kind of weird that day. Like for the whole day my shoulder kind of fell off, which sucked. And I think that was just because my front delt was so sore that it just wasn't feeling great, which is okay. Shit happens. But if you pop up your sternum, so when you think of doing any chest movement on that concentric part, think about opening up your chest. So when you open up your chest, think of putting your sternum to the sky. That is just a little cue that I heard, and it helps me a lot. My chest has actually grown the most within this last year. My chest is actually bigger by a lot than it was the years before. And that's because of just this little bit of this little cue of just saying sternum to the sky. Because just doing that, I feel my chest open up. And the more open you can make a muscle, the more stretch you can put on that muscle, the more tension it has. And a few studies have shown that the lengthened position is really good. There's one study out there that used advanced lifters or intermediate lifters, people who have been lifting for about a minimum of a year to a year and a half. That was their minimum requirement. And doing the stretch position was just as growth inducing for the muscle as doing full rep. So just doing the bottom half of every movement was just as growth inducing. It was statistically just as growth inducing. On a chart, it was 0.2 less. So what I'm telling you is try and get as stretched as possible doing any movement as you can. You don't have to do the most perfect movement. You don't have to do that. Not yet. The reason I say not yet is because as long as you're working out, you will grow muscle. If you want to maximize the amount of muscle you will grow all throughout your entire lifting career, train hard. If you want to take it to that next level of you're at that point where you've been training for 5 to 10 years. You're at that 10-year mark and you're seeing not that much growth anymore. Instead of deciding to go take exogenous hormones, instead of doing that, my one suggestion is dial in your diet to the maximum amount you can. If you're looking for growth, if you are happy with the physique you have gained within those 10 years, I will not suggest you change anything up. Try your very best to keep the amount of muscle you have. So if your goal is to make the most amount of growth, no matter what, even if you're 10 years deep in your training, go for the exercises that'll put you in the maximum amount of stretch position and then push. Oh man, what happened? Jeff Nippard shows that if you take your training to your maximum amount of effort, if you take your training to the point that it is just everything relies to the amount of gross muscle growth you can continue to grow, like if you maximize everything, that means training for your first set 2 reps in reserve, second set 1 rep in reserve, 1 to 0, and then the third set you hit failure and try and go for another. That's what he was considering maximizing. And he was doing all the movements that put you in a very good stress position, put you and have been shown to do the max amount of growth. He gained, I think, like 2 or 3 pounds. But guess what? He probably gained more. I'm going to tell you right now, if you look at this guy's pictures, he is 2 or 3% leaner than when he started the experiment. That's a lot. That's actually, and he's shown MRIs of his muscle density, which was his biceps grew, I think, 0.5 centimeters of muscle density. His quad actually lost muscle density by a little bit because he got injured. And that sucks. That's a sucky thing. It happens. It'll happen sometimes. Now, if you train like a bitch, don't whine about fucking anything. If you are not training hard, if you are training like a pussy, and you complain that you are not getting muscle growth, I do not feel sorry for you. Because if you are training to the point where you are like finding mild fatigue, like you're like, oh my god, like this is too hard, and you have 10 reps before it even gets to the point where it's actually hard, but it was just heavier than you're used to, you're training like a pussy. I do not feel bad for you. Because on a genuine note, you're not trying. My whole thing is, if you're gonna do something, try it. Don't half-ass anything. The only times I suggest you doing anything half-assed is when you start at the beginning, but you're still trying. But if you are in that stage where you are 2 to 3 years and you are still training like a new beginner who is afraid to get a little sore, I do not feel sorry for you if you are not growing at all. Like, I understand that it is hard to be training as hard as you can if you are in a blue-collar work environment. Hey, I don't think you have an excuse. Wanna know why? Because I work blue-collar. I am in that fucking field. And I still train as hard as I can. So, what I'm trying to say is, do not put everything, don't say you've put everything on the table if you have not. If you have not tried every last ounce that you possibly can. Like, you have not put in everything, every ounce into this, if you could. And you believe. Like, if you're at that mark, like if you're at the 10 to 15 year mark and you're like, I've hit my natural limit, have you? Have you hit it? Have you put everything on the line? Have you dialed in your nutrition to the point where everything is to that T? Have you put your training to that T? And if you've put everything you believe you can on that line, I'm never gonna be like, damn, did you try this? Because if you believe you've put everything on the line, and like you show people, like you are the hardest person that you see in the gym, you're the hardest working person in that gym, That's where dreams fail. Where dreams fail is where people believe they're putting everything in the line and they haven't. They haven't dug deep enough that they are like, I've done it. I've done all. I'm stuck here. No. The whole thing of pull yourself by the bootstraps, that's impossible, guys. It's not. The reason they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps is because to do that, you have to be putting every single thing on the line to get there. And even if you do, it's a 50% chance that you get there. Like, it is scary how hard some people have to work to live. Like, think about it. I am lucky. I would consider myself lucky. I have met people who literally are looking at things and going, I need a second job. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to stop recording for a second. Holy shit. Alright, back to the topic. Since I had to stop recording. I'm not gonna fucking cut that out. I'm just gonna give you the raw footage of just me doing random shit. Anyways, I have coworkers who, on God, do get paid more than me and still think they need another job. Wanna know why? Because they can't fucking pay for half the shit that they need. And hearing people tell them, just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. They're giving everything, man. To the point where they're losing sleep. They're losing their free time. And that's the scary thing. Is like, if you've put everything into this and you still aren't able to gain it, you've tried. And the thing about this is, like, to round this all about fucking training, is if you put everything into training and you still don't, and you're still not seeing growth, you might be at your genetic limit. You actually might be there. I'm not saying you are, because there are studies coming out showing that there could be this and that you're not doing. There could be all kinds of things. But if you're at that point that you've put so fucking much energy into it and you don't see growth, I don't put it past you. I'm not going to put it past you if you hop on. But if you are at the point where even, like, let me tell you something. The reason I'm not going to put it past you is because you've put so much into it. You've put so much damn effort into this thing. It's become your hobby. It's become somewhat part of your life. And your goal is you want to put on a ton of muscle. Like, your goal is bodybuilding, or your goal is being just that big guy. Like, I have met people who literally, like, they're not the biggest person. Like, I'm not the big person. But through shirts and stuff, you can tell that I at least go to the gym somewhere. Am I filling out a t-shirt like the motherfucker who's 260? Hell no. But I also wear baggy t-shirts because I'm not that comfortable with how small I am. But you've put so much energy into this. All I'm going to tell you is keep an eye on your health. I have a coworker whom I told him, he hopped on a sign. I told him, get your blood work done. While you're on, get your blood work done. Because even if you're natural, I want you to get your blood work done. Because if you are getting your blood work checked, you at least know what the fuck is going on with your body. But if you're adding exogenous hormones, guess what? You're putting your your body out of whack. It's now having to compensate for things. The reason I was trying to convince him to do blood work before he took a SARM, before that at all, was because I want him to keep an eye on his testosterone, his hemoglobin, and his cholesterol. These are all things that are indicators that you should probably keep an eye on if you're ever going to hop on. These 3 things should be very big things you're keeping an eye on. Also, your creatinine. If your creatinine's high, like very high, to the point where it's endangering your liver and your kidneys. That's, I could be wrong, but I think that you should probably take a health phase. Also, don't go straight to fucking HRT if your diet's fucked, because you're like highly processed foods, like fast food and like all kinds of shit like that. It'll drop your test. It'll actually like fuck with your hormones, not by a lot, but enough to where it can fuck with you. Being overweight will fuck with your hormones. Being too lean will fuck with your hormones. People are too excited to hop on to shit that, like, any fluctuation to the point where they're below the norm, like, they're not even looking at their free test, they're just looking at their fucking test, their nanograms per deciliter, their overall test, and they're going, I need this. No, motherfucker, if you're 21, 22, 23, you don't need an exogenous hormone. You need to fix your fucking diet. Like, where I live, the US, they will tell you, oh, your fucking test is low. Goddamn, I'm gonna give you testosterone. And they'll look at the person and go, hey, you don't need to fix your diet. You know, fix your diet a little bit, but you should be fine if we add test. And then since you're already overproducing fucking, estrogen, we'll just put you on an estrogen blocker. Motherfucker, the dude's problem is the diet. It has nothing to do with him, like, his hormones being out of whack. His hormones are out of whack because he's fucking fat. He's obese. He's tired because he's big. It takes a lot more energy for him to move around. Motherfucker's like 200 pounds overweight. Of course he's gonna be tired. He doesn't need a vitamin B12 shot because of this, because he's tired. No. He needs to fix the diet. He needs to lose the weight. There's my rant. Fuck. That's my rant right now, dude. God damn. Well, that's a bye.